Good morning, students. Now we are discussing journey to the end of the earth. So this will be the concluding class of this chapter. So let us conclude. In the previous class, we discussed about many things. We discussed about that how human beings had destroyed, how human beings has affected our environment, and how the carbon records that is tapped under the ice of Antarctica that may help us to understand the previous history, previous climate, and all these. And also we actually completed that previous part as the role of phytoplankton, how actually it is at the base of the food chain, especially the southern ocean's food chain. And if our narrator told very philosophically that that if there is a take care of the small things and the big things will fall into place. So that's a great understandable thing, and I hope that you have understood. If really you have any queries, I feel you may have any queries, so you may ask this question using your portal, using your user ID and password. Ask me question, I'll be with you. I will be to you with my answer. So let's start the last class of journey to the end of the earth. Here the third part, the last part, walk on the ocean. Here our narrator Dishani Doshi got the chance to walk on the ocean, that Antarctica. My Antarctic experience was full of such epiphanies. Epiphanies means sudden realization. Dishani Doshi told that as he got this opportunity to visit to Antarctica, so it actually gave him lots of sudden realization. But the best occurred just sort of the Antarctic cycle at 65.55 degrees south. But the best experience he gathered there in that from this longitudinal value, that 65.55 degrees south. That Sokolsky, the academic Sokolsky, had managed to wedge herself into a thick white stretch of ice between the peninsula and Tadpole Island, which was preventing us from going any further. Here, the Sokolsky had managed to wedge, which means fix. The vessels got fixed between the peninsula and Tadpole Island, and that prevented them to go any further. The captain decided we were going to turn around and head back north because they could not go further, though they should go back. But before we did, we were all instructed to climb down the Gangplank and walk on the ocean. But before they would go back, actually, they were instructed by the captain. They actually had given the opportunity that you could get down. You could get down from the ship and walk through that Gangplank. Gangplank means that wooden board by which we actually use it for getting into or getting out of that of ship. So through that Gangplank they could come and walk on the ocean. So there we were, all 52 of us, kitted out in Gore-Tex and glares. They came out with their net and all this, and walking on a stark whiteness that seemed to spread out forever. So that must be a great experience. They were walking on Antarctica. They were walking on the ice sheets that spread everywhere there. Underneath our feet was a meter thick ice pack, and underneath that 180 meters of living, breathing salt water. And I told this, underneath this ice pack and underneath that 180 meters of ice pack, there was salt water that is living and breathing, flowing salt water. In the periphery, crabbator seals were stretching and sunning themselves on ice floes. Our narrator could see crabbator seals. Actually, the crabbator seals are the grey Antarctic seals, and who always lies on the ice floors. So our narrator could see this in the crabbator seals in the periphery, means just in the fringe, in the edges, were stretching and sunning themselves. They were enjoying the sun, the seals, on ice floors, much like stray dogs will do under the shade of banyan tree. Our narrator, being a South Indian, she could really remember that how in the summer days, how the actually the dogs, they stretch themselves, they take rest under a banyan tree, under the shade of a banyan tree. Here also the cavitor seals, they are also actually enjoying the sun on these ice floors. It was nothing sort of a revolution. Everything does indeed connect, and narrator told that this is also a change of revolution, that the seal is doing in Antarctica just like the dogs do in our country and everywhere under the shades of banyan tree or under any shades where the dogs stretch themselves. Here the seals are doing this, and narrator is telling this is a part of revolution as well. Now come to the last paragraph where the sheer realization of our narrator. 9 time zones, 6 checkposts, 3 bodies of water, and many ecospheres that our narrator had to cross to reach there. Later, I was still wondering about the beauty of balance in play on our planet. Yes, our narrator is wondering. Narrator is surprising again after reaching there that this is a balance of our planet. How would it be if Antarctica were to become the warm place that it was once used to be? Our narrator is thinking, if Antarctica become again the hot place as it was earlier, then how it would be? Will we be around to see it, or would we have gone the way of the dinosaurs, mammoths, and woolly rhinos? Our narrator is telling that if Antarctica ever become warm as it was earlier, will there be any chance for us that we could also witness this? Or by these days means when Antarctica will be warmer, we will be wiped out, we will also be extinct, just like the dinosaurs, mammoths, and woolly rhinos have been extinct from this earth. Who is to say? Narrator put this question that he also doesn't know the answer. We don't know. That if Antarctica is getting warmer as it was earlier, then whether we could get the chance to go there to see a new Antarctica, or by that time we will be extinct, just like the dinosaurs, rhinos, and woolly rhinos or the mammoths have extinct from this earth. But after spending 2 weeks with a bunch of teenagers who still have the idealism to save the world, all I can say is that a lot can happen in a million years. Our narrator is told, yes, in a million years, 1 million means 10 lakhs, in a million years, lots can happen. And narrator is still optimistic. Why? Because she accompanied a bunch of schoolboys, the teenagers, who are very energetic, who are very intelligent, and they may change these. They have realized that what might be, what is there in our future. So they might do something so that our future can be saved, because these are the school children, they are the policymakers. So our narrator is actually expressing our hope. Narrator is getting optimistic as the school students have gone there. They have also realized about our sticky future of human being on this earth. So they might do something. If they do it, then the future of this generation can be saved. But what a difference a day makes. But this is an ironical line. The last line our narrator is saying, yes, we know that in a million years everything can be changed. Lots of things can be happen. But in a single day, what would happen? Means this is the thinking of the common people. We think, yes, we are just doing these things today. We are just, burning these fossil fuels. What you will do if I burn so little? Again it comes that take care of the little things and the big things will fall into place. This is the end of it also, that if we think that every day is important, if we give importance to every day, if we become very conscious in our everyday dealings, then only there will be a good change in a million years. But if we think, in million years it will be a great change, so what a day will affect on it, then it would really be a sticky future for all of us. That's all. Up to this, I feel that you have understood, and if you have any queries, as I told, ask me your questions using your portal, using your user ID and password, and I will be there with my answers. Now, a few questions are there. So read with the inside that these 4 questions are very important. I feel that, and these are easy to, I feel that you have understood the explanation. It will be easy to answer this. That the question, the world's geological history is tapped in the Antarctica. How is the study of region useful to us? How this geological balance will help us? How this actually, how the study of Antarctica will help us to know about this geological balance? What are Geoff Green's reasons for including high school students in the students on ice expeditions that I already discussed in the previous class? That he thinks that students are the policymakers, future policymakers, and if they could absorb these ideas about the Antarctica, about the future, then they could do something for our society. Take care of the small things, that are big things will take care of themselves. What is the relevance of this statement in the context of the Antarctic environment? It's a great lines our narrator has told about, so we will have to try to find out the answer of our own. Last one, why is Antarctica the place to go to understand the Earth's present, past and future? This is the question that our narrator told times and again, that Antarctica is the place that if anyone wants to know about the past, present and future, then he must go to Antarctica. And why he has told it, try to understand. I'm telling you for all of you that in the assignment part of e-portal, I will attach a document regarding this Antarctica, regarding this the journey to the end of the earth. And I feel this document you may find the document helpful to understand about this chapter and to give the answer of this question. So I will attach this document in that assignment section of this class. That will be that journey to the end of the earth, class 4. In that class 4, I will attach is assignment part, a document regarding this text, and these you will find that this document will help you to answer this. So up to this, I feel you have understood. And again, I'm telling, if any queries, ask me question, I will give you answers. So in our next class, we will meet with our next chapter in other day. Till then, goodbye. Stay home, stay safe.